This is the new Tesla Model 3 and I have 24 hours with it. So I'm going to spend as much time as I can driving it to let you know whether or not you should buy one. Now I thought, what is the best way to maximise my time with the car? And I thought, well, why not spend the night in it? So yes, tonight I'm going to be car camping in the new Tesla Model 3. So this is the new model for 2024. I think it's a really nice looking car. It's got the new front headlight design, which looks sleeker than the older car. The front end just looks very clean, very sleek. It has these 18-inch wheels, and I believe underneath they are actually an alloy wheel, but it's got this kind of cover on it to make it more aerodynamic and more efficient. Round at the back it looks very similar to the previous model. Very nice design. As far as electric cars go, I think it's quite a nice looking car. In the boot we have the Tesla first aid kit here, as well as a charging cable in there. We also have this extra storage cubby under here which has another charging cable in it. Yeah, it's a pretty spacious boot in there. The front trunk or the front can be opened in the car, or it can be opened on the app. But inside, it's not massive, but space for things in there. You can put your shopping in there, various other bits and bobs. Close it down, you just give it a push. That's it. The interior is finished in this lovely white leather. Makes the cabin look so spacious and airy and light. I'm a big fan of that, but I'm not sure how long it'll stay clean for. But yeah, that's nice. Very minimalist in here. There's no dashboard, everything's all done through that central screen. Show you some of the features that it's got. So starting off down here, you've got here which is your settings for the car. So you've got various settings in here. You've got controls to the lights, you can fold the mirrors, you can unlock the glove box like that, and then snapshot. You've got settings for the automatic window wipers, mirrors, recording, you've got car wash mode, you've got dynamics. So you've got different settings for your acceleration. You've got a chill mode and a standard mode. I've just been in standard mode. Might try chill mode later, see if there's any difference. You have different steering weights. So I've been in standard for most of the day and it's been fine. I put it into heavy earlier on, and it was quite nice. It felt a bit more sporty. I've not tried light yet. Charging, got different charging settings here as well. You can set it to stop once it reaches a certain charge. Got your autopilot settings. Yeah, I don't want to mess about too much with these. I don't really know too much. I don't know what's active and what's not. Locks, different settings for your locking, different settings for your lights. You've got this ambient lighting section here, which you can change the colours for all of that. So you can have you can't see it in the daylight, but you can have different colours for the interior ambient lighting, different display settings, different information about your trips, navigation, safety, service. So you can adjust certain things in here, like you can adjust your headlights, etc. Software, Wi-Fi settings, Bluetooth settings. So yeah, that is the settings screen for the car. But the standard screen here is this sat nav screen, and then you've got this bit here with the car information. When you're stopped, but when you're moving, it shows you what's round about you. We have this here for the fan, change which direction the air blows by doing that. You've got heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats in the front. It's also got dog mode and camping mode, which will keep the car heated during the night when you're camping in it. So we'll try that later on. We have this bit here which is your radio, so there's all sorts of DAB radio stations. You have the information tab, which has things like the owner's manual. You have the cameras, so you have the rear camera and then the two side cameras down here. And then the phone section, which I've connected my phone to it. Then we have the toy box section, so this is a bit of fun. So we've got boombox, so you can actually use the car as a megaphone. So if you talk inside, you'll hear it outside. Light show, when you activate this, it'll play a song and all the lights will dance and the boot will open up and do its crazy thing that you've seen before. Colorizer, you can change the colour of the car here, so you can make it any colour you want. We have an emissions testing, which is yep, it's got a whoopee cushion. I don't know why you need that in a car, but it's there. We have campfire, So you can see all the handprints, the fingerprints here on this screen. It's not great, but yep. We also have this sketch pad here. Again, I'm not really sure what use you would have for this, but I guess you can, yeah, you can sketch things if you want. And there's various other features here. You can make the map look like you're on Mars or a Rainbow Road, etc. So yeah, that's the toy box. So we have apps down here, so there's other apps in here. You've got the navigation, you've got this dash cam app. So you can see in front of you and behind of you. An energy app, which you can see how much power you've consumed. You've got calendar, messages, you've got Zoom, theatre, arcade, there's games, you can play games. You can also watch Netflix, YouTube and Twitch. So you can sign in. I've not signed in, but you can watch YouTube right here in the car. That's pretty cool. But yeah, most of the time you'll be in this screen here, which is your main screen with your sat nav and some details about your car. Down here you've got your current drive information, so how many miles you've done, how much kilowatt per miles you're using, and your odometer. This car's only done 147 miles. Then you've got your tyre pressures and your radio there. So yeah, that's the infotainment screen in the front. In the rear we also have a screen here, which is new for the Model 3, and here you can control things such as the fan speed. Again, you can move which way the air's flowing in there. You can point it up the way, you can point it down the way, or you can have it any which way in between. You can also move the front seat backwards and forwards to give the rear passenger more legroom. You can control the music. Again, you can watch Netflix, YouTube, Twitch. In the back you can play games, and you have a couple of settings for adding devices, screen brightness, etc. and volume control there. You also have this fold down armrest which has two cup holders, and yeah, nice comfy place to be in the back. Nice panoramic sunroof which goes all the way across. Yeah, it's a nice place to be. So, the interior of the Tesla Model 3 is a really nice place to be. I think the quality of it is actually quite nice. I know it's been said in the past, I'll just turn this down a tad. I know that Teslas have always had a bit of a reputation of having not the best quality, but I have to say this new Tesla Model 3 is actually a very nice place to be. I think the feel of everything, all the leather, all this here, the steering wheel, the door cards, there isn't actually that many buttons, but the few kind of buttons we do have, this one for the door, it just feels very solid, and yeah, I like it. I think it's nice. The first thing you notice is just how minimal it is in here. No speedometer, there's no rev counter, there's no information here, there's not even a heads up display. That's something that I think it could do with, and from the brief time that I've been driving it so far, I think a heads up display would be quite a beneficial thing to have. The only indication of speed that you do have is a small readout here in the top right hand corner of the screen, which it's fine, it's there, it's sort of in your peripheral vision, but you do kind of have to take your eyes off the road to look at it, which I think is a bit distracting, but yeah. Other than that, I don't think it's too bad. I've been trying to get used to this screen. There's a lot of information, a lot of settings, a lot of things going on, which, if you know me, I'm used to older cars from the 90s and the early 2000s. To jump into something this new and this modern with all this tech and all this stuff going on, it's a bit of an overload, but I'm getting used to it, I'm learning. I've been driving it a wee bit this morning off camera and been getting used to it, and the more I've been driving it, the more intuitive it does actually feel. Other than that, there's not much else in here. You've got this nice panoramic roof up here, which goes all the way to the back, which is quite nice. There's cubby holes in here, which are quite deep. Cup holders here. You've got a wireless charging pad down here for your phone. You can have two phones down here for your driver and your passenger. Now, to get going in the Tesla Model 3, it's actually quite simple. There is no key for the car, it's just your phone. In some cases you can get a wee credit card type thing, but I don't have that. All I've got is the app on my phone, which allows me to access the car. To get going, all you need to do is you put your foot on the brake, and then to move off you just swipe up here and around drive. If you don't want to use the swipe thing on the screen, you can touch this pad up here, he says. You can touch this pad up here and you've got your traditional park, reverse, neutral and drive up here. You can put it into drive, put your foot in the brake and push drive to go. So that's a brief introduction so far. I'm going to go over the car in more detail. I've got 24 hours with it, so I'm going to head now. I'm going to head down the coast, find somewhere to stop for some coffee and some lunch, and yeah, I'll tell you more about what the car's like to drive. We swipe up to go forward and then we simply pull away silently. It's my first ever time driving an electric car, and it's just a strange feeling, I think, to indicators on the steering wheel. That's something to notice. The indicators in this car are buttons on the steering wheel, and because the steering wheel's always moving, so is your indicator buttons. So it's a bit hard to try and work out which way you're actually wanting to go. And now we're on the move. One of the first things I noticed about this car, other than it is incredibly fast to accelerate, is that it has a one pedal drive system. And what that means is that you can pretty much drive the whole time using just one pedal. And the way it works is, driving along right now, I'm doing about 50 miles an hour, and if I just let off the accelerator, it starts to brake, and it's that regenerative braking. It also, that recharges the battery ever so slightly, and the car will eventually come to a full stop, which means, I would say more than 90% of the time, you never even have to touch the actual brake pedal. It's just all done using the throttle pedal. Now the performance model, which is the model up from this, you have a setting where you can actually change the level of regenerative braking. You can have it right up or you can have it right down, so you can coast like a normal car. But in this model we don't have that, it's just the same all the time. Now this model being the long range model, it has the dual motors, and we do have a 0 to 60 time of 4.2 seconds, which I think is fast enough. The torque alone is pretty incredible. I'm going to pull onto this bypass here. Let me try and... So I've came to a full stop there without using any sort of brake, it just came to a full stop. Now I forgot to mention at this point that the model that I'm driving is the long range dual motor model, and it has 491 brake horsepower and 493 newton meters of torque, which, as I said, gives it a 0 to 60 time of 4.2 seconds and a top speed of 125 miles per hour. Right, so we're doing 40 miles per hour, we're on a 70 mile an hour speed limit. I'm just going to put the foot down and watch this thing take off. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was 70. That is unreal acceleration. I've never experienced anything like that. That isn't... The torque, it just pins you back in your seat. That's incredible. And this isn't even the fastest one. The performance model does 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, I believe. And so I thought I was went to change lane there, and it was like, oh no, you're going to crash. So there's a lot of safety features in this car I'm not used to. Let's just slow down a bit. I want to do that again. That's right. So we'll do 50 to 70. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, 70. This is just... It just pins you back in your seat. I've never experienced anything like that. And I've been in some fast cars. I've not been in like that. I've not been in really fast cars, but I've been in some pretty quick cars before, but I've never felt that. it's that electric motor, it's the instant torque, and it's pretty incredible. But yeah, we're on bypass now, it's 70 mile an hour limit, so we're doing 70 miles per hour, and it's very quiet in here. There's obviously no engine noise, road noise is pretty quiet, and we also have acoustic glass, which is meant to reduce the noise even further compared to the previous model. And while I've not actually driven the previous Model 3, I can say that this is a very quiet cabin to be in at 70 miles per hour. It's very comfortable. The ride is very nice, it's very smooth. You don't really feel so much in the way of bumps. The only thing I would say is it would be nice to have a heads-up display, because right now I have to look down here, which I know it's only from there to there, but it's just enough to take your concentration away from the road. So there's different settings for the steering as well. You've got light, normal and heavy. I've got it in normal or standard right now, and it feels fine. The steering is... indicators. The steering is fine. It's not the most communicative steering I've ever experienced. In fact, it's not very communicative at all, actually. It's quite numb. It actually feels a wee... kind of feels a wee bit delayed. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's actually connected to the wheels, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, it's just it's not quite as pinpoint as what I'm used to. But as far as a big nearly 2-ton electric car goes, it's not too bad. Handling wise, considering it is a 2-ton electric car, it's not too bad. For what it is, it's quite good. Yeah, no complaints. So I picked up the car this morning with pretty much 100% battery. It was about 99%, and I've driven it 40 miles. I've driven it about 40 miles so far, and I'm in 86%. But I have been messing about with it. I've been sitting in the car messing about with the infotainment system and all the kind of various features and the whoopee cushions and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not doing too bad. So like I mentioned earlier, this is the dual motor long range model, and if you want this one, it will set you back £49,990, so £50,000 here in the UK, which it is a lot of money. So, coffee acquired. The coffee here and the cup holders here, quite handy. I've just jumped into the car and already it's automatically put the cooled seat on. Must have detected it's quite warm outside. It's actually been 21 degrees now, and it's automatically put the cooled seat on to try and keep me cool. So I could have actually went onto the app while I was having lunch there and pre-cooled the car with the air conditioner before I jumped in, which I never thought to do. I might do that later on, but yeah, it's just such a... I just find it such a user-friendly, such an easy car to use. You don't have to put a key in and turn it, or push a starter button or anything like that. You just get in, you put your foot in the brake, you swipe and you go. And then when you stop, you don't turn it off as such, you don't push a button to turn it off. You just stop, you put it in park, and you just get out. You just get out and walk away, and that's it. To me, I find that just so bizarre, but at the same time so intuitive, just so natural. And yeah, I just think it's such an easy car to use, an easy car to live with, and I think if I had one of these to drive daily, it would just be so nice, it would just be so easy, so comfortable. I just think for a daily driver, that is just, it's pretty much what you want. I think we'll go left. I can use this button to just turn the fan down a bit actually. Oh, there you go. So the car uses sensors and cameras to see what's around about it, and as you can see, it's spotted all these cars. It's interesting as well, it actually shows you the brake lights in the car in front come on, and I've noticed on sometimes it's just showing you that door was open there. That was quite cool. And what I've also noticed as well is it even shows when a car's indicating, it will show you on this display. It's very high tech, very modern. Whoa, look at that. That's cool. We'll see that as we go back round. It's like a big German camper van thing. See if we can see it. See if I can. I don't know if you can see that, but look at that. A duets. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to continue driving now. Try and get a bit more familiar with the car, get more familiar with all the settings and the screening and stuff, and yeah, and just enjoy it some more. It's a pleasant car to just bumble about in. Doing 30, we'll see how quickly it takes us to get up to 60. 30 and that was 60. Whoa, that is quick. So you join me a little bit later in the day. I've been driving about in this car for quite a few hours now. Went and had lunch, had a coffee. I went round to visit some family, took them out for a spin in the car. There's a nice BMW M3 there. And yeah, I'm just out enjoying the last of the sunshine tonight. I've got another hour or so till sunset, so I've got my camping stuff in the boot. I'm going to head down to Loxx, which is about 40 minutes away, and then I'm going to set up my camping stove and cook a little roadside dinner, which if you watched one of my previous videos when I took the Lotus up to Glencoe, you know I like a wee bit of a roadside dinner, although that was just coffee that time. Tonight we're actually cooking dinner. Then I'll set the car up, set the back up, fold the seats down, and we'll get ready to camp for the night. As I said at the start of the video, I want to make the most of this car and most of my time with it, so I'm going to camp in it. Nice night for it. So let's just chuck it into some corners and see how it handles. Yeah, I mean, it's not until you start throwing it about a bit that it doesn't handle bad. It grips. It grips well, but you can feel the weight. You can definitely feel that weight moving about, but it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. This is us driving through the Galloway Forest National Park here in Scotland. It's a really nice bit down here. Just wait till we park up and you see some of the views around here. I'm sure you'll agree they are pretty special. So I've made it to Lockdown, and the sun has just set, so it's going to start getting dark soon. So I'm going to crack on and get some dinner cooking. Tonight for dinner is 4 cheese tortellini and tomato and mascarpone sauce. So yeah, we'll fill the pot with water. That should be enough, and then turn it on. I know you watch this channel for the cars, but I mean we drove here on a Tesla, that counts, right? Stick that in there like that. So we're just going to let that come to the boil. We add the tomato and mascarpone, touch of pink Himalayan salt, just a wee bit, and some pepper. Like so. I don't know if this is 100% safe, but taking this bit off that the pot sits on just so it can touch the flames, because it just wasn't heating up. It's taking ages and ages to heat up, so hopefully we'll get a bit of heat in it now. So that is ready. You see the sun, but it's definitely gone now, so I'm going to enjoy the last of the light, and we'll jump in the car and settle in for the night. Tasty. So I just thought I'd show you my sleeping setup for tonight. So in the back, I've folded down just one of the back seats, and I have my sleeping bag here. It goes all the way through, and I'm short enough that I have plenty of space in there. Very nice place to be in there. I'll just show you from the back what that looks like. So there we go. That is my rather uncomfortable looking bed for my camping gear in the back of a Tesla Model 3. That is my tent for the night. Okay, so now that I've had dinner and it's properly dark outside now, sort of came back into the car and it's dark now. Something I want to see while it's dark is the ambient lighting, the kind of accent lighting. So what we're going to do is go into the menu here, go to lights, and then accent lights are on. I'm just going to turn off the dome lights just now, so it's going to be dark. You probably won't see much, but I have here accent lights which are nice red. I'll actually get my other camera here, I'll show you this. This is quite cool, this. So it is dark, but as you can see you've got this strip of light that goes all the way around the cabin of the car, even straight through to the back. And you can use this here, you can change the colours, so I can have it can be purple, it can be blue, turquoise, you can change it to green, you can make it yellow, make it red, and then back to purple. I actually quite like that kind of purpley colour, it's quite neon. So yeah, that's the accent lighting in the Tesla Model 3, which I really quite like. So that's that. It's been a fun day with the Tesla Model 3. I've really enjoyed it. I'll give you my full verdict and my conclusion tomorrow morning before I take it back. But I'm gonna spend the rest of the night. I'm gonna watch some YouTube, I think, which is in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna put some YouTube on. It's went dark again. Sorry about that. It went dark because I put YouTube on. So yeah, I'm just going to watch some YouTube and chill out for the rest of the night. Yeah, hopefully I'll have a comfortable sleep. I can actually set it to camp mode, and that will keep the cabin at a nice temperature overnight for me. But what it won't do is it won't let the battery run out, so it will stop if it reaches 20%, just so that when I wake up in the morning I don't have a dead battery. So So yeah, so I'm going to put some YouTube on now and just chill out for the rest of the night and then go to bed. Okay, so I'm in my sleeping bag in the back of the car, and it's not the most comfortable, but it's not the worst either. Definitely had worse hotel rooms, but yeah, it's not too bad. And I actually quite like having the big panoramic roof above me. Yeah, I can imagine it'd be quite nice later on at night and looking at the stars and stuff. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a night here. Gonna get some sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. You don't realise just how comfy your own bed is until you spent a night away from it. But good morning. I've already got some coffee this morning. Yeah, I actually spent most of last night trying to work out, trying to figure out how to conclude my time with this car and what my thoughts were on it. Well, first off, I do really like this car. I think it is fantastic. It's so easy to use, so simple. Everything's so seamless. Everything just works. For example, you just walk up to it, you get in, you swipe up, and you go. And then when you get to your destination, you just press park, and you get out and you leave it, and it locks itself. And yeah, it's just so easy to get from A to B in this car, and that, for me anyway, is the problem. You see, this car is kind of like my washing machine at home. I use it every week, and it's very useful, but I don't love it. And like I say, I use my washing machine every week, but because I need to, not because I want to. Take the Lotus Exige for example. Sometimes I find myself just going and jumping in that and going for a drive just because I want to, just to enjoy the pleasure of driving. And with this car, I just don't think I would do that. It just doesn't feel that engaging to drive. There's not much feedback from the steering, and although the one pedal drive is good, I do like 3 pedals, not going to lie. I'm a bit of a petrol head when it comes to that, but I do see the appeal to this car. I really do see the appeal of a daily driver that you can just jump in. The interior is lovely. You can charge your phone. It's got cup holders. You've got all this tech in the information screen, and it's just such a relaxing thing to drive. And you've got this big panoramic roof as well, which is just lovely. And I think I would have one as a daily driver if it wasn't for the price. £50,000 they're asking for this car, and for me anyway, I just don't think I can justify the price. But that being said, if you are in the market for one of these, you can afford one and you can justify the price, then go for it. I don't think you'll regret it. I think you'll really love it, but I just don't think it's for me, and I don't think that I can justify spending the money on it. But let's not end the video on a negative, because I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with the Tesla Model 3 this weekend. I really enjoyed getting to know it, getting to play with all the features on the screen, all the silly stuff like the whoopee cushion, getting to learn the one pedal drive system, and yeah, just enjoying just a big comfortable car to just cruise out in. It's been good fun. So I've got about about an hour left with this car before I have to hand it back. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee, enjoy my McDonald's breakfast, and enjoy the seaside. And yeah, I'm going to end the video there. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. And leave a comment below if you have one of these, or if you're thinking about buying one. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on it. But yeah, as for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Wow, that's hot.